Guess you had to be there. A hippie boomer rant. With their plain black Fords and their white front doors, cheap suits and flat tops, skinny ties and thinner minds, assholes in their eye sockets, intolerance and their ritual laws, their manicured lawns and new color TVs revealing one color vision for their pristine city streets and their lodge meetings. Keep the tattered rabble in the alleys out of the restaurants and their tight-ass country club economy, and for heaven's sake off the TV. So we stormed the walls of their city halls with Dylan's songs and homegrown balls. Black and white and arm in arm, defiled their alabaster streets with songs and hearts of equality, defying the chains of racial tyranny. Their sons and daughters loosed, showing them what it meant to be inwardly free. With multicolored smoked glass, mirrored back their miserly moral miseries, revealing their hearts of poverty. We pissed on the core of their political war, while brothers came back with 1,000-yard stare, or in a bag, in a box. No parade, no fanfare. Nobody listened and nobody cared about what we were saying. It seemed that the news was far more amused with the weed that we smoked and the length of our hair, while ground gruesomely gained on tormented terrain wasn't retained but forfeited back. Last week's bitter blood memories, while the DC Fats spat out next week's directives. They didn't care, 'cause their sons weren't there. Forget prior commitments. Ignore their objective. Our proviso ideals trumped the oppressed soul perspective. Seems corruption's overlooked when you're backing a crook. We'll jeopardize lives if there's money invested. Even leave them to waste to buy time to save face. Pawns in the game of political gains while Wall Street was quietly gaining position. Let's just ignore that it's their civil war. We'll make it a test how we handle attrition. Just so long as the army kept buying munitions, there was always plenty of blood to grease the machine. Some burned their draft cards and others their bras. We stood up for rights and equality's cause. We got off of our ass and into the streets till the sound of our songs and the tramp of our feet was heard over everybody's 6 o'clock TV dinner news. And always we were there for peace. No PC screens, no social sites, no tags or tweets or blogs required. We knew that the news was bullshit truths. Dwight was right. They were turning the screws, and still the pressure comes on strong, slithering in quietly under your eyes while you sign your new credit card contract. You piss your lives and your kids away. Even use that card to buy frankenfood, then feed your kids a prescription soup so they'll behave and stay in line and sit there like glass puppets in a make-believe school. They eat what they're fed with glazed-over eyes, and their success isn't measured in the questions raised and the answers said, but whether they simply come through alive if some disillusioned young soul brings out a gun. And if they make it through that sad cultural expression, they'll fall off the end of the assembly line to take your place in the rat race, ready to pay their just war taxes without question. And then, in the face of no other viable income options, once again, these kids will ship off for yet another bag, another box, and a brand new, crisp, folded flag, emblazoned neatly on the tag, Made in China.